Hello everyone, good morning students. Dear students, in previous class we take and to discuss a very important chapter of your syllabus which is coordinate geometry, and in that class we take and solve some important question of related to that chapter coordinate geometry. Now in today's class we take and discuss some important question related to coordinate geometry. Okay, now let's see the question here, and your question is, if P and Q are 2 points, if P and Q are 2 points, okay, if P and Q are 2 points whose coordinates are whose coordinates are 80 square over 280 and A upon T square and A upon T square and 2A upon T respectively. T respectively, okay, and S is the point, and S S is the point A0, okay, so that 1 upon SP plus 1 upon SQ is independent of P, is independent of P. Okay, dear students. So this is a very important question of your syllabus. Okay, which is very important question. Let's see, based on coordinate geometry. Here, what is the question? Please, first of all, you clear the concept of that question. Okay, let's see here. P and Q are 2 points whose coordinates are there and respective, and S be any point A0, show that S. Suppose that first of all we draw a line segment. Suppose that here P and Q are 2 points. Here P, coordinate of P is what? 80 square comma 280, and coordinate of Q is what? A upon T square comma 2A upon T. These are the coordinates here. Okay, this is the coordinates of P and Q. Okay, dear friends. Now here S be any point. S be any point, and the coordinate of S is what? A0. The coordinates of S is what? A0. We have to show that the S 1 upon SP and 1 upon SQ is independent of T. So first of all, we find the distance SP, then after we find the distance SQ. After finding the distance SP and SQ, we put all these value in that expressions and simplify them. And after simplification, if the value of the given expression is independent of T, means after solving them there is no any variable T involved, and the result that the solution of that expressions, then we can say that the given value is independent of T. So for that question, for solving that question, first of all we find the distance SP, and then after we find the distance SQ. So first of all we take the distance, find the distance SP. We take x1 y1 and x2 y2. Let's see. So first we find the distance sp. By help of the distance formula, you know that in square root x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Okay, now let's see. So here sp is equal to under root x1 minus x2. x1 is what? A, minus x2 is what? A t square whole square. Okay, dear friends. Now plus what I find? We find y1. We put the value of y1 minus y2. y1 is 0 minus y2 is what? 280 whole square. Now we simplify them. Let's see. So we simplified them. So sp is equal to here a square plus b square plus 2ab, sorry, minus 2ab. So minus 2ab means a into a square t square. Okay, and plus here this is minus 2a square is 2 to the plus 4 na, a square t square, a square t square. Now what I get? Now we get as what? Let's see. This is 2a square t square, this is plus 4a square t square. Both are the like terms, so we subtracting them. We get what? We get as what? A square plus a square t power 4 plus 2a square t square. So we can write distance AP is equal to distance SP. We can write distance SP is equal to what? This is A plus AT square whole square. Let's see here. If we expanded them, then we get A square plus B square plus 2A square T square. Okay. So we take A plus AT square is common out from the square root. Okay. So in this way, we get the value of SP is what? A plus AT square. We take equation number 1. So after finding the value of SP, now we find the value of SQ because of we have the relation 1 upon SP and 1 upon SQ na. So we find the value of SP as well as SQ na. So now dear student, we find the value of SQ. Let's see. Now the value of SQ. Now the value of SQ. Now this is x1 y1. This is take x2 y2. Now again apply the distance formula for finding the distance SQ. x2 minus x1 x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Now from here x1 is what? A. x2 is what? A upon t square. A upon t square, all whole square. Okay, plus y1 is 0 minus y2 is what? A upon whole square. Now we simplify them. Now here let's see, here now we expand the value a minus a upon t square whole square by using the formula a minus b whole square identity. So a square plus b square minus 2 into a into b. Okay, and here plus minus 2 upon t whole square, so converted to plus 2 to the 4a square upon t square, 4a square upon t square na. Yes. Now we simplify them. So we get SQ is equal to, this is a square plus a square upon t square. Now let's see here. This is 2a, right? 2a square upon t square plus 4a square upon t square. So we both are the like terms, so we subtracting them. So we get what? In square root a square plus a square upon t square. Sorry, t power 4 here because of t power square, not t power 4. Okay. So b square here we get plus 2 a square upon t square is left. A square upon t square is left. Now what I write? We can write as sq is equal to, we can write as sq is equal to in square root what? This is a plus a upon t square whole square. If we expanded them, then we get a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now we come out from the source because of a square, so the value of sq is what? A upon a plus a upon t square. This is the value of what? This is the value of sq. So in this way we find the value of sp as well as the value of sq. Now we use the relation which is given in our question. Let's see. Here we take equation number 2. Now let's see. Now we take the expression 1 upon sp plus 1 upon sq. 1 upon sp and 1 upon s. Now we put the value of using equation 1 and 2. So using equation 1 and 2 we put the value of sp as well as sq. So 1 upon sp is what? A plus at square. The value of sq is what? A plus a upon t square. Now we simplify them. So we get 1 upon, we taking a as common. This is 1 plus t square. Now from there we take a is common, to 1 plus 1 upon t square. Okay. Now we simplify them. So we get what? Let's see. So we get as 1 upon a in 1 plus t square plus a. We take t as t square as LCM. So we get a into 1 plus t square upon t square. So t square transfer in numerator. So we get 1 upon a plus 1 plus t square upon a into 1 plus t square. So now from there we take 1 plus t square as LCM. Okay, so we take, so sorry, a into a 1 plus t square as LCM. So here we get 1, here we get t square. So we get as 1 plus t square upon a into 1 plus t square. So 1 plus t square is 1 plus t square is cancelled to each other. So we get what? We get as 1 upon a. And 1 upon a is the value which is independent of t. This is what? Independent of t. This is what? Independent of t. Hence proof. Because of, we have to show that the expression 1 upon sp plus 1 upon sq is independent of t, na? So after finding the value of sp and sq, we substitute these value in that expressions, and after simplify them we get what? 1 upon a of 1 upon a, and 1 upon a is what? 1 upon a is what? Independent of t. So this is the process. So in this way we can say that the expression 1 upon sp plus 1 upon sq is independent of t. Hence proof. This is the required solution of the given question. So please dear student, this is one of the most important question. So please do more and more practices of that type of questions. After that you can solve each and every question of your NCERT exercise. Okay, now we discuss some formula in related to that chapter, but in that year which is not in your syllabus. First is what the formula of related to find the coordinate of its centroid. This centroid is the point of intersection of all three medians of a triangle if vertices of the triangle A x1 y1, B x2 y2 and C x3 y3, and these are the medians and the point of intersection E, F. This is the centroid. Okay, and the coordinate of centroid is given by the formula what x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. This is the formula to find the centroid of a triangle whose vertices are given. And the next important formula, which is but not in your syllabus in that year, which is what to find the area of triangle which the vertices of is given as x1 y1 x2 y2 and x3 y3, is what area of triangle ABC is equal to 1 upon 2 of x1 in bracket as y2 minus y3 plus x2 y3 minus y1 plus x3 y1 minus y2. This is the formula to find the area of triangle. So using these formula you can solve each and every question based on to find the centroid of the triangle and area of the triangle. Okay, so which is very important formula. So please remember, keep in your mind always. Please learn each and every formula and do and you can solve the question based on this topic. Directly you put the values of x1 y1 x2 y2 and x3 y3 and simplify them to find the area of the triangle. Okay, now we take some important question of your syllabus. Let's see. If the midpoint of the line joining, if the midpoint of the line joining if the midpoint of the line joining 3 4 and K7 3 4 and K7 is xy and 2x plus 2y and 2x plus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, find the value of k. Find the value of k. This is the question here, dear students, and for that question what I do, let's see. Here the midpoint of the line joining this and this is what xy, means the midpoint of the given point is given as xy, and this is the relation between x and y is also given, means this is the question of linear question in two variables. Okay, and we find the value of k. Now let's see its solution. First of all, we suppose to take 2 points are there, which is 3 4. A take as and B take as K7. Okay, this is x1 y1 x2 y2. Okay, and the midpoint of that lines that joining that points is what xy. So suppose that P be the midpoint of AB line segment and its coordinate is xy is given according to question. because the midpoint of the line joining this and this is given by xy. So we take 2 points A and B, and the coordinate of A we take as 3 4, and the coordinate of B is taken as what, k 7. Okay, and dear friends, the midpoint of line segment is AB is what, pxy. Okay, now we apply the formula for midpoint. Thus we take x1 away. Now according to midpoint formula for x is what, x1 plus x2 upon 2, and for y is what, y1 plus y2 upon 2. This is the relation, this is the midpoint formula. Now we using that formula, x1 3 plus x2 is what, k upon 2. Okay, and y is equal to y1 is 4 plus y2 is 7 upon 2, which is what, 11 upon 2. Okay, so this is the value. Thus the value of xy is what, 3 plus k upon 2 comma 11 upon 2. Okay, this is the value of xy. Okay, now a very important relation given also in question. Now we put the value of xy in that equation. Now given equation of line, given 2x plus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. Now okay, now putting the values of x and y in above equation, in above equation. Okay, so we get what, let's see, 2x, 2 into x means what, dear students, 3 plus k upon 2. Okay, now plus 2 into y, the value of y is what, 11 upon 2. Okay, now plus 1 is equal to 0. Plus 1 is equal to what, 0. Okay, now we simplify them, dear students. Let's see, there 2 what, cancel to each other. These two also cancel to each other, so we get what, get as what, 3 plus k plus 11 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, is equal to what, 0, right, as it is. So this is 0. Now we simplify them, so we get 11 12 3 15 plus k is equal to 0. Thus k is equal to minus 15. K is equal to, this is the required solution of the given questions. Okay, so in this way we find the value of k, which is what, minus 15. Okay, so this is the process to solve that type of question. So please just do more and more practices of that type of question. After that you can solve so many questions based on this topic. Now we take and solve some other important question based on that topic. Let's see. Now we take next some other important question. In what ratio does the point, the next question is, in what ratio does the point minus 4 6 minus 4 comma 6 divide the line segment divide the line segment joining the points A minus 610, A minus 610 and B3 minus 8 and B3 minus 8. Okay. So this is the question here. So we find the required ratio. The question is, in what ratio does the point minus 4, 6 divide the line segment joining the point D? So let the required ratio be m, and first of all let's see its solution. So let us consider the required ratio is m is to n. So let us take 2 points A and B are there, and its coordinate is minus 6, 10 and 3 minus 8. 3 minus 8. Okay, and the point, this is minus 4, 6. We take capital X as capital Y, and the required ratio is m is to n. Okay, dear friends. Now we apply the section formula. So here this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. Thus from section formula, we taken for x or y, as you wish you taken for x or y. Okay, now we take for x. So you x is equal to mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n. Now we put the value of capital X as minus 4 is equal to m, right, as it is. X2 is what? 3 plus n into x1 is minus 6 upon m plus n. Now we do the cross multiplication. So minus 4 into m plus n is equal to 3m minus 6n. 3m plus minus 6n. Okay, now we get as this is minus 4m minus 4n is equal to, this is 3m minus 6n. 3m minus 6n. Okay, now we separate the variables. So minus 4m, this is minus 3m that side, so minus 6n, this is plus 4n. Okay, now here we get minus 7m is equal to, here this is minus 2n. Minus cancel to each other, so in this way we get 7m is equal to 2n. So this is m upon n is equal to 2 upon 7. Thus the required ratio is what? 2:7. This is the required solution of the given question. Okay, so in this way you can solve that type of question. This is one of the most important question of your syllabus. Let's see once more time. For that question, this is 2 points and AB is the line segment, and that point divide that line segment in what ratio? This is our question here. So we take as required ratio be m is to n. Means generally in this way we find the ratio of m is to n. This is we find m is to n. Okay, now for that we apply the section formula for x. So after simplify them, we get our result. Similarly, we take and solve some other important question based on coordinate geometry. Let's see. Thus, in today's class, we take and solve some important questions related to your chapter, and we discuss some other important formula related to centroid and area of triangle. So now in this way we completed that chapter. Now in next class we take and solve some other important chapter of your syllabus. Okay, now thanks to all.